Okay, hello everyone. 8-Bit Amateur streaming to you live. Time is now 2:31 p.m. Yes, 2:31 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hello everyone. Been a little minute. Haven't streamed since last week, so I guess technically I'm somewhat on schedule, if you can call it that. So, Battlefield 2042 Open Beta is what I'm going to be playing today. I've put about six and a half hours into it. And I have quite a bit to say, but I'd rather say it while playing the game. So you can see what I'm talking about. But let's not stall. Let's go ahead and get this thing going. I'm also watching football game like right now at the same time. Will not be streaming that because DMCA. But yeah, it should be good. Because again, the purpose of this stream is to pretty much say what I want to say, rather than me worrying about gameplay. So let's go ahead get the ball rolling here. I wonder what song this is. I like this one. Chances by Moose Dalla. Okay. I can dig it. Sometime today. Yeah, it has trouble. It has trouble launching. That's for sure. And you kind of have to like just keep trying to queue it up. Let me close Origin. That might be what's causing the problem. But yeah, it's definitely a rough build. It's definitely a rough build. Like, I find myself running into all kinds of different bugs with this game. Because it's supposed to call up Origin, and then that's when it works. Well, actually, I think the beta might be over. Yeah. I think it might have ended today. Because I'm getting a notification from notification from Origin that game is not available. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play one of the older Battlefields. That's what I'm gonna do. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Alright, so what that tells me is what the game I'm looking for is legit on Origin. So TSM, what's good? It's been a little minute. How you doing, brother? Alright, yeah, so there's Battlefield 4. I'm gonna go ahead and change the game real quick. Battlefield 1. I can play Battlefield 1, but it's installed on PlayStation, and I would literally have to set everything up. I mean, it honestly might not take that long though. Hold up, let me check TSM. I might not take long. I'm gonna change my scenes real quick. And then we're gonna go ahead and boot up Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1 is arguably the best Battlefield. Like, I would rank it up there with Battlefield Bad Company 2. So those are the two goats. So yeah, I think that would be appropriate. Let me tear Battlefield 2042 a new asshole while playing one of the best Battlefields. That's what we're gonna do. I'm good, bro. About to play Dead Cells, aka my masochistic pleasure. Yeah, that game's tough, man. That game's tough. I've seen people play it. It is not an easy game. You will get worked. How you been? I've been good, man. I've been good. Life's been good. I can't complain. Um, you know, still trying to dodge the Rona. I got my double jab, but in like 2 months I got to get a booster. But yeah, it's been good, man. Definitely can't complain. Heard Battlefield 1 was one of the best I have. Yeah, yeah. A lot of people love Battlefield 1. There's some very vocal, haters who like rag on it and try to say, "Oh, well, it's not authentic. It's not authentic. It's not authentic." It's like, you know what? If you only could play with the weapons that were widely used in any particular theater of war, you would be bored. Like you would have very little options, very few options, and you wouldn't enjoy yourself. Like, let's be real. Let's be real. All right, so we can go ahead turn off the lo-fi because we got Battlefield 1 up right now. And I've just updated it, so if you want to see the most recent stuff, just go ahead and hit refresh. But I love the soundtrack. Like, the soundtrack of Battlefield 1 is off the charts. It's so good. Did you get Fish Sword and Genshin, my boy? Actually, I haven't. I'm gonna be real with you, TSM. I have not played Genshin really since the last time I streamed it with Bubeka. Like, I just have not. I have not done that. And I'm sorry to the Genshin community. I apologize to the Genshin community. Like, I had played it and then everything was good, and the next thing I knew, there was like so many people that were angry. Okay, they were pissed off at Genshin and they were like review bombing it. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, I enjoyed the game. I thought it was good. Was there something that I missed? But no, people just started getting frustrated because they wanted certain characters and the gacha mechanics weren't fun, and they got mad. And it's like, yeah, I understand that, but at the same token, it's like, what are you gonna do? It's a gacha game. Like, what are you gonna do? All right, so let's open this up. Let's open this up the right way. I'm gonna give you a little background on my thoughts on Battlefield 1. We're gonna find a match, and then we're gonna start talking about Battlefield 2042. So, give you guys a little background. I've been playing Battlefield for about 15 years. Okay, my first Battlefield was way back with Battlefield 2 Modern Combat, dropped on PC and Xbox 360. And I got bit by the bug. It was very different from anything I've played before, very different from Call of Duty. And I became a Battlefield fan like right away. Went back, played 1942 because they made like a remastered version of that on Xbox 360. Enjoyed that. And then Battlefield Bad Company came out. I didn't play that one because I heard mixed things. And then Bad Company 2 came out, and I pre-ordered that. I'm like, okay, Bad Company 2 looks like it's going to be awesome. It was awesome. It was easily the best Battlefield I played. And then Battlefield 3 comes out, and Battlefield 3 was supposed to be like the one that modernized the Battlefield franchise. Because there were still a lot of things you couldn't do in Battlefield, like go prone, for example, which actually I wasn't mad at because it stopped you from just getting wrecked by campers. Snipers primarily. So yeah, Battlefield 3 was running like the newest Frostbite engine, and it was doing all of that stuff, and it was a buggy mess. Let's be real. It was a buggy fucking mess. It came out, and I was like, okay, I'm enjoying certain aspects of it, but I'm also kind of confused. Like, how did this game pass QA? Like, how did it pass quality control? Um, Battlefield 3 kind of built on what Battlefield Bad Company 2 did. Battlefield Bad Company 2 had a campaign. It also had like a dynamic kind of multiplayer experience. So what I mean by that is, as you play through the maps, your you would get like radio communications. There would be certain events that took place that kind of like moved the narrative forward. Airstrikes, things like that, and that was really cool. And I hadn't experienced something like that in any other first-person shooter I played. And Battlefield 3 kind of built on that. So Operation Metro, if you ask most people who've played, Battlefield 3, they'll tell you that Operation Metro is like a legendary game, and yeah, a legendary map, and it is. Like, it was a meat grinder. A lot of good memories and bad memories on that map. But it was a step in the right direction, even though it really released rough. Like, Bad Company 2 was perfect at launch. Like, it was ready to go, it was ready to ship. But this game was not. This game was not ready. It could have stayed in the oven a little longer, but they did get it right eventually. They patched it. And so, after that, we got Battlefield Hardline, which, kind of, it just wasn't for me. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people didn't like it. I was indifferent to it. I didn't buy it. I played the beta, but I didn't go out and buy it. And then after that, we got Battlefield 4, if I remember correctly. And Battlefield 4 was another one of the greats. So yeah, I would add Battlefield 4 to that list. So Bad Company 2, Battlefield 4, and Battlefield 1, which is what I'm playing now, would be the best, in my opinion. And so yeah, Battlefield 4 basically made up for all the mistakes that Battlefield 3 had made. Like, Battlefield 3 had some balancing issues, particularly one vehicle. I think it was called the Tunguska or something like that. That vehicle was anti-everything. It was anti-personnel, anti-air, anti-armor. Like, it was OP. It was a broken vehicle. And I'm not saying that they should have, like, never put it in the game, but at the same time, they should have, nerfed it. Like, I'm sure it was a terrifying. I'm sure it was a terrifying vehicle for sure. That's why it was so strong. But, like, at the same time, it just broke the game. So Battlefield 4 didn't have any vehicles like that. All of the vehicles were balanced. The classes were equipped to handle pretty much any situation you could find yourself in. They kind of brought back more of the destructive environments that people have come to know and love, and it was quite the experience. Quite the experience. So, anyway, going to this game. This game pretty much did all of the things that Battlefield was known for excessively well. And I'm gonna be honest, like, when this game was first announced, I was skeptical because I'm like, oh, like, it's World War One, like, how, with trench warfare and all of that. But Battlefield managed to keep things interesting, and we got this gem of a game. From the soundtrack to the gameplay, it was the right blend of realism and arcade. You know what I mean? Like, games like this, you don't want to be super realistic, and there are games out there. If you're looking for a war sim experience like Arma, or even what is it? Insurgency, Sandstorm, something like that. So yeah, there's better sim shooters if that's what you're into. I like having fun, so I like games like this. It kind of blends the two. And then Call of Duty is like a pure arcade shooter, right? It's like not sim at all. Um, but yeah, so this game kind of set the bar for what you can expect. It surprised everyone. It did really well as far as sales are concerned. Um, as you can see, I'm going through all of my scraps I've earned over the time playing this game, and yeah, it's really really good. I had so much fun playing this game, especially when it was at its peak. And then a little game called Battlefield 5 came out, and it was met with mixed reception. You had babies, like grown ass babies, with facial hair, crying about how there's women in the game when women actually did fight in World War II. Um, and they accused Battlefield 5 of being quote unquote woke, and they accused Battlefield 5 of being, you know, revisionist and all of these things. And to some extent, I mean, there was definitely some valid criticisms. Not all criticisms of Battlefield 5 were unvalid. Like, for example, you could get like a prosthetic arm, as a skin, like a fully functioning prosthetic arm, which did not did not exist in 1944. Okay, let's be real. Um, but like you're having fun. At a certain point, you have to suspend your realism to have fun. Like if you can revive someone who got shot in the head with a syringe, you can have a woman in the video game, and you can have a prosthetic arm. You know what I mean? And Battlefield 5 did some things like really well. They kind of gave you like your own platoon and a cast of characters that you could choose from, and you can select those characters for each one of your classes. So you could choose one character for all classes. You can choose several characters for different ones. So yeah, like I had a lot of fun with team comp and things like that, and yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good, but there were some balancing issues with like how they made the game so friendly for new players, and by that I mean you literally had to blow an entire clip to kill someone, and so a lot of the OG players were upset by that. I just stopped playing the game, and so Battlefield fixed it, and Dice fixed it, and they reverted back to the way things were. And after a few updates, Battlefield 5 was worth playing. I had fun, but it's still like it was rough at launch, and even in its perfected state now, it still falls short of Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1, this game is 3 times the game that Battlefield 5 is. And they try to change some things with like how squad dynamics work and how healing worked and the resupply and things like that. But the animations looked weird, and it just kind of fell flat. It didn't really make the game better. It was just different, but it didn't make the game better. So now we have the next major Battlefield that's in development, Battlefield 2042, and I wish that the beta was still alive, because I would be able to show you guys in real time like what my issues are. But that's okay. There's thousands of hours of footage that have been uploaded to YouTube from all kinds of content creators. I did not record my to name a pistol Lucifer. That's hilarious. The Lightbringer. So yeah, I would recommend you do that if you haven't played the beta yourself and you're curious about it. What I'm going to do, like I said at the beginning of the stream, I'm just going to offer my critique of it, my experience of it, my thoughts on it, and it's not gonna be positive. I was really heartbroken because I had pre-ordered the Ultimate Edition, like the $109 version on Steam. Pre-purchased it, and I got into the beta early as a result. And my first thoughts, like when I played the beta, was like, okay, this is pretty fun. I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a good time. Day two, was when the honeymoon ended, right? And you kind of started to see like all of the different bugs and all of the different issues that the game had. So I for one was like, okay, from the top, one thing that I really was worried about was how they treated the specialists. Like, I was worried about how they treated the specialists. So specialists basically replace all of your classes, right? So each specialist represents the assault or the medic or the whatever, right? Support, sniper. But the problem is, in a competitive online multiplayer game, when you literally have only 4 characters to choose from for both sides, that gets just a little ridiculous. Like, a lot of times, I was shooting at teammates because their friendly bubbles didn't pop up, or you would get killed by someone, and instead of their bodies being highlighted in red, it would be green. Okay, like they're friendly, or blue. And I'm like, okay, um, okay, what's going on here? Um, so that was like my first thing. You know, from the top, Dice needs to change that right away. Bring classes back, make them look different than the enemy team. If you want to keep specialists in the game, keep specialists in the game, but make them like, make them like actual characters. So if I play with Mackie, right? He's the assault specialist. Or I play Mackie. Um, if I'm fighting for the pro Russia no pack group or the pro American no pack group, he should look different. He should have a different costume. You can still give him like grappling hook. You can still give him like special abilities. You guys could even do like a Battlefront 2 style hero system where if you rack up a certain amount of points, you can play as a specialist, right? And if you do that, you can buff the specialist. You can make them stronger. Um, but yeah, like my biggest issue just from the top is just the limit and choice. Like, to go from Battlefield 5, where you could legit customize your own characters, to Battlefield 2042, where you're just playing as like generic specialists. That was a big disappointment. Oh, they put me in a freaking custom match. I don't want to play a custom match. Like, literally, I can't even spawn in because of the freaking server rules. That's nutty. So that's like a sim server, and look, custom servers are great. I think that's one of the best things they've added to Battlefield. The first custom servers were back in Battlefield 3, but I'm picking a quick match. I don't want to play a custom server. I want to play like the official Dice servers, because you know the rules of the game and you know what to expect. So let me see. Oh, we can go to server browser, and I'll just find a server that's open. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So from the top, that immediately, you know, made me mad. I'm like, okay, I didn't want this. I did not want this. I did not want this. But I ran with it. So looking at the servers, not the server, looking at the operators, are they good? Well, they have like some sound bites, which I thought was pretty good. It was more than what you got in Battlefield 5, but it wasn't enough. Also, this too. This is something that they need to bring back. I like that storytelling before you join the match.
Gotta be careful. They're calling them stormtroopers. Jerry's best. got orders to leave their trenches and charge right into us.
Come on, concentrate on your bayonet. Imagine it piercing the hearts of the Hun. Every last one of them.
And they continued that trend to a certain extent with Battlefield 5. I don't know if they're going to do it with Battlefield 2042. Didn't see it in the beta. Don't know if it's going to be in the final version, but I hope they don't nix that. But yeah, like the specialists themselves are literally the classes. There's not enough dialogue to warrant removing custom classes or custom characters, and their skills are pretty underwhelming, right? Like the Assault Mackie could easily be replaced with a generic customizable character. The same with every specialist. They all have like a special ability, which you can just give to a generic customizable character. So if you're gonna keep specialists in the game, there needs to be a lot more banter. There needs to be a lot more personality coming from these characters. And if Battlefield's not gonna, or if DICE isn't gonna do that, then it's like no point in trying to continue. There's no point in trying to keep specialists a thing, because again, you're gonna have to release more specialists. And look, I know why they did it, right? Because Call of Duty has that system, but it works for Call of Duty. Call of Duty has a narrative built around each individual specialist that you can choose from, right? Like every specialist that you pick, you can there's like narrative behind, and then there's like generic operatives that you can play as well. So it's not even like you're forced to play with, you know, a Captain Price or any of those characters. Like you can play as a generic character, but they're not too customizable. But I know why they did it. Okay, but you can't half-ass it. You gotta do it the way that COD did it, at least, right? So what did COD do? COD gave you a bunch of characters from jump, and they gave you a single player campaign where you kind of like learn a little bit more about the about the characters, and have a little background. You don't get any of that with 2140 or 2042. Like you didn't get any of that, and it's kind of like, all right, what are we gonna do then? What are we gonna do? I've got these characters that I couldn't care less about. So what else? I'd probably say the bugs, obviously. Everyone's talked about the bugs. Everyone's had a million things to say about the bugs. You know, it's definitely not a surprise or shock to anyone. Ow, that hurt. Yeah, it's definitely not a shock or surprise to anyone. This guy's really kicking our ass. Yeah, like, you know, it's a beta. I wasn't expecting the freaking game to be, you know, perfect and ready to go at jump. But at the same token, like, I expected it to be in a much better shape than it was. And the reason why I say that is because 2042 does not have a campaign mode. It is a multiplayer only offering. And so when you take that into consideration, it's like, okay, well, you got one job, guys. Like I don't understand. You got one job. Like, why aren't you, you know, you got one job, why aren't you focusing on that one job? So as far as I'm concerned, I think that the fact that they, you know, removed that feature, the fact that they removed that content, pretty much just tells you that it was largely a EA decision, because EA kind of hinted at the fact that they don't want to sink money into single player games anymore, even though their single player games still do really well. Like Mass Effect, for example, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. It's sold really, really well. Like, I bought it, all the OG Mass Effect fans bought it, and then some people who never played Mass Effect before bought it. Star Wars. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order did extremely well. I bought that game, easily one of the best games I ever played, okay? It was amazing. And a lot of people agree with me on that. A lot of people feel the same way. So, you know, EA was like dropping hints, you know, trying to say things like, oh yeah, you know, multiplayer doesn't, I mean, single player doesn't do well anymore, even though like their single player games are doing as well as they've always done. Like, people are not against playing multiplayer games. They're against crap. They're against bad games. They don't want to play bad games, okay? And so, you know, looking at their decision, and it could have been DICE. You know, DICE could have said, hey, we just want to make a multiplayer only game. I don't believe that. I think that they were pressured by EA to do that. But with that being said, regardless of who made the decision, the game should be in much better shape than it is currently. Like, it should just be in much better shape. I'm sorry. So, I want to address word on the street that the build that was released is actually much older than the current beta build, and the current beta build has a lot of those bugs and issues excuse me, have a lot of those bugs and issues already resolved. Okay, even still, why not show us, you know what I mean, why not show us the current beta build? Like, how much does it cost you to release a YouTube video in which, you know, you're showing the fans, okay, this is what we're actually working on, these are the bugs that we're trying to address? Like, why not just tell the people, tell your fans what's going on? But no, they don't do that. So what that tells me is either, you know, yes, they're being honest, they are, you know, working on a can't go in there yet.
I'll fix those wounds.
So yes, they are working on a better version, or they're just kind of trying to save a little bit of face. Given the way that Battlefield 5 released, Battlefield 3 released, I would probably say that there's a little bit of truth to that, but the games that ultimately came out were buggy as fuck. Like, the games did not come out in good shape at all. Oh no! Yeah, the bayonet charge. That's one thing I miss from the newer games. But it doesn't make sense to have bayonet charges in Battlefield 5 or even Battlefield 2042, because that's not modern combat tactics. Like, it's extremely dangerous to just charge at someone screaming with a bayonet. But it's cool. It's cool. Like, not everything needs to make sense. Like, some things, you know, can just be cool. And bayonet charge is one of them. But yeah, like, back to what I was saying. You know, I kind of feel like it's a little bit of both. That there is some degree of, you know, saving face, but at the same token, like, we should be past that point. You know what I mean? We should be past that point of using the community as a beta tester without telling the community that they're going to be beta testers. And everyone who plays these games kind of implicitly understands that. Like, when you play a beta, you know there's going to be bugs. You know it's not going to be perfect. But there are some things that I saw in the beta that I thought we as the Battlefield community made it clear that we do not want. You know, if any game should have had a campaign mode, it's this one. I will admit that Battlefield 3's campaign was pretty meh. Like, I didn't really enjoy it. I beat it, but I didn't really enjoy it. Battlefield 4's campaign was decent. It wasn't memorable. It had some memorable moments, but it wasn't like, you know, oh man, this is awesome. Call of Duty is the king of campaign when it comes to just narrative. And
that's the spirit and determination that made Britain great. But they will come again. So keep those rifles at the ready and the spirit of Blighty in your hearts.
yeah, so like things like this, I just really enjoy, like the way that they redefine the rush mode. You know,
The enemy is being reinforced with an airship.
and how they do their balancing. Like, you know, for example, you know, attackers get an airship now because they failed the first push. Like, little things like that. And some of that carried over to the Battlefield 5. Like, they didn't remove everything. In Conquest mode, you don't get that. I don't think. Like, it's been a while since I played this game, but you don't get that. Got him. But anyway, so, you know, if any game deserved a campaign, it's 2042. Because 2042 had a really compelling story. Like, if you read their little shorts on Steam, or on their website, like, it's really interesting stuff, you know, and it definitely could have made for a really great campaign. You know, this game has a campaign. Battlefield 5 has a campaign. Battlefield 4 had a campaign, Battlefield 3. So this is like the first, you know, multiplayer only, excuse me. This is like the first multiplayer-only Battlefield we've had since Battlefield 2142. So maybe it's something with the 42s. I don't know, but 1942 was no campaign, multiplayer only. It was also the first Battlefield, so go figure. 2142, which came out in like 2005, also did not have a campaign. It was multiplayer only, and now 2042 is campaign only. But let me tell you something that 2042 had, and there are Easter eggs from 2042 in 2042. But I can tell you something that they did have, and they had the Titan ships, which were these flying mobile fortresses, and each faction, you know, got a Titan. And the point of the Titan was to, you know, push the front line forward and support the front line, because the Titans could deploy everything. They could deploy personnel, they could deploy air assets, ground assets, and they also were equipped with, you know, guns. Lots and lots of guns. So, and they had force fields. Like, the Titans were incredible pieces of engineering, okay? And, yeah, sorry. Had to like stop what I was saying because I'm like trying not to get killed out here. Actually, I can probably stay right here. Because we're about to cap.
We have taken objective apples.
But yeah, so like the Titans were these incredible, you know, vehicles, and nothing like that existed in games before. Okay, like you know, mobile fortresses that were controlled by players that could support, you know, other players in real time. Like no other game existed like that. And I got on the 2142 train late because when it came out, I didn't even have a PC in the house. And even when you know, my family finally got a PC, it couldn't play 2142. Like the hardware was ancient by comparison. But yeah, so, you know, when I finally was able to play it, it was like in 2011, 2012, and you know, it was easily, ouch, it was easily one of the best Battlefields I ever played. Like, easily one of the best Battlefields I ever played. But the reason why I don't rank it in my top 3 is because it didn't have a campaign, and, you know, it was a pretty... It was par for the course for its time, right? Like, you know, Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield 1, Battlefield 4, they all had these dynamic environments. They had great map design, sound design. 2142 didn't have... Like, the maps were great, but they didn't look great because everything was either frozen or desert. Like, those were the two extremes that you got. And I, removing all of that, very much enjoyed the game. And I wish they had a campaign mode, and I wish they had came out with a sequel to the game. But a lot of Battlefield players complain about 2142. So you wonder why... you know, we never got a game that, we never got another game that was set in the future from DICE. It's because of how a lot of people in this community behaved. Like, when 2142 came out, you had a lot of people said, no shot I'm playing that game. I mean, you know, it's freaking, you know, Buck Rogers shit. It's futuristic shit. The guns look ugly, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, DICE is like, okay, our fans don't like future warfare. We just won't do future warfare. Meanwhile, Activision, you know, in Infinity Ward's like, fuck it, we're gonna go all over the place, man. We're gonna go in the future. We're gonna go Modern Warfare. We're gonna go in the past. Like, you know, there's no place we're not gonna go to, you know, tell a story and to give, you know, people a gaming experience. And Call of Duty fans were with it, man. Like, Call of Duty fans played Advanced Warfare, they played Infinite Warfare, they played Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 is my favorite Call of Duty of all time. Okay. And so, you know, like, they had a lot more creative freedom. Battlefield players were like, oh, you know, if it ain't the fucking deserts of Afghanistan, and I don't want to play it. And DICE even took a risk coming out with this game, right? Because no one really did World War I before. But they made it work, and it's awesome. Oh shit, yeah, that was not good. He got domed.
I'll deal with those wounds if you like.
Oh shit. Out.
Are you hurt? I'll patch you up.
Out. Out. If I get hit again, I'm down. Okay, somehow I survived. Okay, I don't like where those bullets are coming from. Get in the trenches. Anyway, survived that a little bit. But yeah, so like, I felt that DICE never really got the permission to kind of let their creative flag fly because of how the fans were. Cause like, look at, again, like I bring up the outrage with Battlefield 5. You know, you see a woman on the front cover of the game and everyone wants to lose their goddamn mind. So, you know, Call of Duty is definitely an arcade shooter, an easier game to play, but, you know, freaking, what's her name? I think it's Alex Mara. But yeah, like, the model whose likeness is featured for one of the characters in the game, like, she became, you know, the unofficial face of Call of Duty, her and Captain Price, and Call of Duty fans were with it. Like, they didn't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, they thought she was hot, and she is. Like, I think she's one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life, but that's besides the point. they were with it. Like, they weren't trying to talk shit like a lot of Battlefield fans were. And so I think, you know, that's the reason why we haven't gotten a lot of offerings in the future setting. But I would certainly like to see a return to the future. You know, 2042 is a futurist game, but like, let's be real, like, it's 2042 is like 20 years from now. Well, 19 years to be exact. But yes, beautiful, beautiful. Vivan.
Defended like lions, taught Jerry a lesson in British pluck. They are clearly battered, but are mustering forces for one final attack. So find a nice shell hole, men. Take 40 wigs, because they'll come again.
Alright, yeah, just do this one more time, and we're gold.
The enemy is being reinforced with an airship.
Alright, I had to update my title, because, like, what's going on? What's going on? I thought I had updated it already. But anyway, we're back. So, going back to 2042. The gameplay-related bugs, I'm confident that they're gonna fix that. It's like, it's basic shit, you know, it's like, lock-on information not showing up if you're using a anti-air launcher, you know, generic classes popping up. Sometimes you're not able to choose the class that you want because the menu just bugs out. That's all basic quality of life stuff that they're gonna fix. I know they're gonna fix that. That's not why I canceled my pre-purchase. Sound design, you know, DICE has always been like the GOAT when it came to sound design, and I was extremely disappointed to learn that, not to learn, but to experience that, you know, sound design is pretty lousy. Like, I'm gonna be entirely honest with you, it was not good. Players could legit sneak right up on you, and you just would not. They could sneak right up on you, and you just would not be able to hear them. You know, like, people got knifed constantly because you couldn't hear anyone coming up on you. And, you know, the shooting was decent. The explosions and all of that were decent. Nothing like Bad Company 2's War Tapes. Oh, wow. They took it down. It's a dead zone right here. Can't use that. Out. Okay. Yeah, so like little things like that. I thought the weapons were, for the most part, decent. You know, there wasn't like a weapon that I necessarily fell in love with. I thought the futuristic weapons were pretty well designed, like how they looked. Some people complain about how they felt, like the guns didn't really pack a punch, but you know, you gotta think, like, firearms 20 years in the future is probably gonna have like all kinds of recoil mitigation technology, so I didn't have a problem with how the guns felt. I thought like the powerful guns felt powerful. You know, the SMGs felt like SMGs, the handguns felt like handguns, and then they had like a Magnum, okay, a revolver that, you know, felt pretty meaty and punchy and powerful. So yeah, I didn't have a complaint there. Kind of reminded me like the old Rex and Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 4. And yeah, I didn't have a problem with that. But when you compare the shooting to a game like this, the guns do feel a lot more weighty, a lot more powerful, but they're also older. You know what I mean? They have larger calibers. They don't have the recoil mitigation tech. Like, this gun is literally made out of metal. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't have all of those composite technologies. And so, you know, like, it's little things like that which I didn't mind. Like, I'm not complaining about that. Ow, okay, that hurt. Yeah, I'm not complaining about that. What I am complaining about is, like, the animations were just really, really bad. And ever since Frostbite rolled out, that's been a problem. You know, animations have been a problem. That's why Mass Effect Andromeda was a fucking shit show, because of the Frostbite engine. And so, word on the street is that BioWare isn't even going to use the Frostbite engine for Mass Effect 4 because they media found like an advertisement. Ow, that hurt. Media found an advertisement for people who had Unreal Engine knowledge. So why would DICE be asking for people? Not DICE. Why would BioWare be asking for people who had that knowledge if they weren't planning to just nix the Frostbite engine for Mass Effect 4? All right. So that's a speculation. It's still not like founded or anything. Like, for all we know, they could still end up using Frostbite. Frostbite sucks. The only reason we have Frostbite is because EA wanted more of its money, and you know, as a for-profit company, they're entitled to want to boost their profits, right? But Frostbite isn't good, and even EA's own, development companies like BioWare, like DICE, have complained about Frostbite in the past. It's just not an easy engine to work with, and so you end up with wonky, you end up with wonky animations and things like that because, you know, it wasn't designed to really do those things particularly well. But it saved EA a lot of money, not having to pay Epic, right, for their Unreal Engine. So, anyway, going back to Battlefield 2042, the gameplay experience felt largely empty. I played probably, like I said, 6 hours, right? I played 6 hours of beta. I did not get a chance to ride in the tornado once. I've watched other people play the game on Twitch, and they're like in the tornado parachuting and stuff, and I'm like, come on. You know what I mean? I felt so robbed of that experience. Now, that wasn't why I canceled my my pre-purchase, okay? You know, I wasn't that butthurt. But even when the storms rolled in, it felt largely aesthetic. Like I expected the storms to like really impact gameplay. Like, for example, in Battlefield 1 in this game, if a sandstorm rolls in, like that changes the game. Like the game plays different. Your strategies change. Like, it's not Sunday Nights at Freddy's, okay? It's a different kind of experience, and you have to tailor your strategies accordingly. A giant tornado touches down, okay, in the game, and you know, there's limited impact on pilots flying. There's limited impacts on bullet dynamics. There's limited impacts on just how you move through the storm. The sounds didn't really change. Like, there should be howling winds. There should be, you know, loud booms of thunder. So, like, players can maybe take that opportunity to get close to enemies, you know, and knife them or sneak into bases. You know, there should even be like mild amounts of, sensor distortion, because, you know, with enough lightning strikes, you can get situations like that where, sensors are or technology has impacted it. But you didn't get any of that. Like, it looked pretty, but that's it. Like, it didn't really change the game. And for a game to like market climate change and the impact that it's, you know, that it's having on the world, I expected the storms to be a lot more, you know, pungent. Kind of like what we saw in the trailer, right? Like, you know, the tornado touching down and everyone running for their lives. You didn't get that sense from, shit. You didn't get that sense from the storm. Like, the storm came down and I was like, okay, alright, and now it's a storm outside. A fucking tornado, but it's still business as usual. And I felt like that was a huge missed opportunity. You don't fear the storm, and you don't really take advantage of it. The tagging system, completely broken. You know, I am a tagger. I like tagging. I'm not the most accurate player in the world, so I use tagging a lot to call out to my teammates. You know, where enemies are. You saw me use that feature, like I'm using it right now. Like, I tagged those 3 guys, and so, you know, even if I get killed, someone will have the opportunity to know where they are. So I use tagging religiously, okay? It's completely broken in 2142, or I keep saying 2142, in 2042, and, that's something that's just gotta get fixed. It's gotta get fixed. I'm not going to be on my mic in every match trying to describe a map I don't even understand to players I don't know. Like, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So, you know, the tagging system does exist, and they just need to, you know, make sure that it's functional. And bring, you know, if you're gonna do the tap once to tell a team where to go, tap twice to denote an enemy, it needs to work.
For all sensible thinking people across the Empire, your valiant hearts have shown us to be true defenders of our noble values.
In the 2 weeks since the start of Kaiserschlacht, the German army had suffered 250,000 casualties, including many of its elite stormtroopers, without achieving the decisive victory it needed. The Allies had also lost thousands of men, so were relying on the arriving US forces to conquer one last piece of hell.
So, you know, is it something that they will likely fix? I don't know, because the tagging system in Battlefield 5 was pretty ass. So that's why I'm bringing it up. Because I don't think they should take anything from Battlefield 5. To be completely honest, I don't think they should take anything from Battlefield 5. Take from this game. Take from Battlefield 1. Take from Battlefield Bad Company 2. Take from Battlefield 4. And there is a lot of Battlefield 4. Personally, Battlefield 2042 felt like a glorified Battlefield 4 DLC. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It didn't have that. It didn't have that oomph, you know, that you would expect from a brand new title. But it was still compelling enough. Like, I feel like I will end up owning the game. It's just not at launch. You know, there's some things that they've really got to change, and then there's some things that, you know, was 103 KD. Alright, I mean, he's on my team, cool, but like, dude, no shot. Alright, there's no shot. There's just no shot. This guy's gotta be cheating. I mean, this guy over here is 79-4, but like, was he just bombing people? Like, I don't know. I don't get it. Like, I got a 10-6. That was a lot more realistic. So yeah. Anyway, what was I saying earlier? 12 more days until the day of total pain. Let's go, aka my birthday. True. That's gonna be your 16th, right?
Against the Hun. So far, it's felt too much like a holiday.
You don't have to answer that question though.
The artillery, the planes. Damn it! Odds of us getting through this campaign gotta be about 25-1 against.
Ballroom Blitz. I love this map. This is so good.
Those boys will knock out their fortifications easy.
Break this Hindenburg line and finish this war.
French been fighting for 4 years. They say just 4 minutes up against these fortified German lines and we look just like them. Yeah, like an army of living dead.
Yeah, so it's gonna be some time, and like the freaking I forgot what they call it, the mode, but basically you can customize your own maps and you'll have access to like all of Battlefield canon. So you can like put World War II soldiers versus World War I soldiers, or 2042 soldiers against Battlefield War soldiers. Like that is like the biggest selling point of the game, in my opinion. I think there's going to be a lot of really cool maps that get released, but and a lot of good server content too. There's going to be some really interesting servers, I'm sure, but we didn't get a chance to play any of that. It was just the the conquest mode in the map Orbital. You know, like there's a missile that goes, not a missile, a rocket that goes off. But you can blow it up and it looks spectacular when you blow it up. It could launch. It looks great when it launches. But there's no countdown. There's no automated voice telling you, hey, the missile's about to launch. There's no warning over the intercoms that says, hey, a storm's incoming. Like, there's little things that DICE can do to make that experience, even on a conquest map, which are the least immersive maps in Battlefield. There's little things you can do to just make it more immersive. And, you know, DICE just kind of stopped doing that. I don't know if it was that their budget got cut, they don't give a shit anymore, but I don't know. Like, that was an easy miss.
This fortified trench line here. Then we will move into their rear, take and hold this chateau.
Yes. February 22nd. I can't wait. February 18th. I can't wait.
This will clear the way into the Argonne Forest.
And that's like 4 months from now. That's not long, because, you know, we're already in October. 2 months from now, we're going to be in December, and then 2 months from that, you know, the new Horizon game is going to be out. So I will probably end up getting that game at launch. It's going to depend on where my life is and what I'm doing at that time. So yeah, let's talk about not getting shot. Let's talk about what was good, right? I spent the last hour talking about what I didn't like about Battlefield 2042. Let's talk about what was good. Obviously, this is going to be a much shorter section, but I think there's some things that 2042 did really, really well, and I want to call attention to that because I don't want DICE to, like, not think that that was a good thing. So for starters, oh nice, we got it. Alright, so like that kind of stuff. You don't get that in the newer Battlefield games, again, because battle doctrines change, but like it just gives me goosebumps every time. Like, it's just so cool. You know, you capture the sector, all your forces, you know, advance. Everyone on the battlefield starts screaming, you know, it's like a battle charge. And everyone just starts running, you know, towards the objective. If you're a defender, that's like the scariest thing you can hear, right? And it's so immersive, you know. It really just adds a lot of value to your experience. And, you know, this is a multiplayer game. It's going to be the same map, similar gameplay every time. But, you know, just those little things just makes the game so much more rewarding. And that's what I'm talking about. And that's what, you know, 2042 did not have. And, I mean, to some extent, Battlefield 5 didn't even have it. And Battlefield 5 could have definitely used that. But, you know, It's just little things like that. But let's go back. Let's go back to the positives. You know, let's not fall into despair just yet. Ow. So, as I was saying, the class system has been the most versatile that it's ever been in any Battlefield game. So, Daddy 8-bit killing everyone, you know it. I'm on a roll right now. Like, this gun right here is one of my favorites. It's just such a good gun. Great recoil, great power. Like, it's amazing. Yeah, I wonder what they're gonna map the quick communication button to as well, because you know, I played the beta on controller, even though it was on PC, and you know, if you press and hold your right shoulder button, you get socials, requests, and squad orders. They've remapped that to the spot button. So maybe if you press and hold, you can still use that menu, and then if you know, tap once, you can tell the squad to go somewhere. Tap twice, you can call out an enemy. I think that would be a good use of it. But yeah, like the classes are very versatile. So you have like one class ability, be it additional healing or gun turret or whatever. But everything else is customizable. Like you can give your character a an LMG, a med kit, a recon beacon, and a freaking anti-armor munition. Like, you could never do that in any of the other Battlefield games. You know what I mean? And the fact that DICE has given you so much freedom to just, you know, play the game your way, build the class your way, is something that I hope they retain for all the future Battlefields. Yo, man, I'm gonna head out. It's school time. It's school tomorrow. See you. Yeah, man, get some sleep. Get some sleep. You know, you gotta be able to do your studying. It's good to have you by, though, as always. You take care. So yeah, like you could you know, switch between different ammunition types, and they didn't all pull from a general pool. So every character had like high-powered ammunition, you know, close-quarter ammunition, like depending on what kind of weapon that you were using. And you know, I used the shotgun for a little minute, so I could literally switch between slugs. Yeah, I could literally switch between slugs and
Clear the sector from enemy presence.
Want me to patch you up?
yeah, I switched between slugs and buckshot, and like the shells were even a different color, so like I didn't even have to like look at the HUD to know which one I was using. I could just, you know, look at the color of the shell to know if I was using slugs or buckshot. And if you were using assault rifle, you know, you could like switch to like the lower caliber close quarters clip. You could use the high power clip, which you know, had a lot of recoil, but the projectiles travel very, very quickly, so you can engage at longer range. You can swap scopes out, foregrip, under barrel, like all of the stuff that you would normally do in between deaths, you can do on the fly. And for those of you who have played Crysis, Crysis 2, you know what I'm talking about. Crysis 2 and Crysis 3 had that feature as well. Alright. So yeah, that was like one of the strongest things. I thought the diversity of vehicles was another really strong selling point of the game. I don't think that you know, that you can, well, I mean, yeah, you can have too many vehicles, but like the type of vehicles they had in the beta, they were all very versatile. They all served a very, you know, specific purpose. And yeah, I thought they were great. I thought they were great. and so I don't regret that at all. There was a lot of lag in using the vehicles, but you know, that's like quality of life stuff. They'll fix that. Let's see what else we got. What else we got that I liked a lot. Parachute system is pretty much the same. No need to change that. It works. I like how they reworked the medic class. So the medic can, like, you know, heal herself while moving. But anyone can use a med kit. So, like, that's the nice thing. Classes kind of are really fluid in 2042. Like, you're not really bound to any particular class aside from your special ability. So, I like that. I thought that was cool. I felt like the recon drone could have probably used a little buff. Yeah, I felt like the recon drone was a little underwhelming. It was slow, and as far as vehicles, like, it could drop EMPs to shut vehicles down, but you know, it wasn't great. It wasn't a great tool. But the recon class could also sense enemies nearby, so that's an extremely useful skill. And so I like ran with recon a lot as a result. Of that. The engineer class is pretty good. Their gun wasn't OP. You could call in supports, vehicles, like the little Boston Dynamic gun dogs. I thought that was pretty good.
The Germans were using defense-in-depth tactics designed to lure the enemy.
And there's a diversity of weapons, you know, a lot of different types of weapons players could use and experiment with. Not a bunch, but a lot of different types. So like 2 assault rifles, 1 marksman rifle, 1 sniper rifle, 2 handguns, 1 LMG, 1 shotgun, 2 SMGs. So like they gave you just a little taste of everything. I hope in the full version we have like a fuck ton of guns to choose from, which I'm sure we will, because you know we have like a bunch of cannons to play through. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, that's my take on 2042. Bit disappointed from what I saw, but you know, it's it remains to be seen what they're going to do. It remains to be seen what they're going to do long term, because you know it is a lot that still needs to be done. But until I see more, until I'm confident, I'm not going to, you know, pre-order the game or purchase the game. What I'm going to do is just wait and see what the critics say, people whose opinions I respect say, and just see where the chips fall. And that's next month. I'm not in a rush because, like, I have other games to play. Like Forza Horizon 5 is coming out next month. I'm going to be all over that. And, you know, 2042, I was looking forward to it. I feel like it needs a little bit more time in the oven. Could be wrong on that, but, you know, we'll see. DICE says that they have a newer build that they're working on, so if anything, you know, launch day could be beautiful. And if launch day works out, and then yeah, I'll get the what the fuck edition. You know what I mean? I love Battlefield. I want to play Battlefield. Want to play the newest one and support DICE, but you know, you cut campaign, so like my expectations are gonna increase because you only have to focus on multiplayer. So like the bots better be good, and the multiplayer better be perfect. At least as good as Battlefield 1's multiplayer. At least. Because Battlefield 1 has a campaign mode, and it has the best multiplayer. Bad Company 2 had a campaign mode, had the best multiplayer. The same thing with Battlefield 4, so like, you know, I'm just kind of tired of making excuses. You know, especially when you've done better. You know, you've done better. You've done great. You've made GOATs in the past. So like, you know, You guys can do better than that, and I expect more. And hopefully DICE, you know, gets it together. So, that concludes my rant. I'm going to play the rest of this match, and then I'm going to get some food. I still have to watch Formula 1, the race today. I already got spoiled because I checked my freaking notifications. I checked Twitter, actually. So, like, I know who won, but, you know. It's a ritual. I'm still watching the rest of the football game. Football game's going super well. My team, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, are destroying the Miami Dolphins. So, like, F1 might be a little disappointing. Like, I'm pulling for Lewis. I want Lewis to get his 8th World Championship. And I think this is Max's year. I think Max Verstappen is going to take the championship. He's been driving just so good this entire year, and you know, he definitely had some moments where, you know, he and Lewis mixed it up. There was an incident at Monza which you know, really soured my opinion of him, but you know, at the same time, like, you know, things happen, you get competitive, you don't want to give an inch. So like, I don't hate Max, you know, for what happened. It's just, thank God that the halo was in place. You know what I mean?
We have taken objective.
Yeah, I don't... Well, actually, I think I could have hung out. There's enough of us on Alpha to cap it. Yikes!
Those wounds, I can fix them.
Alright, medics are getting paid today. Armored Train blew me in the last week, like, holy.
Clear the sector from enemy presence. We have secured the sector.
Ah, can't reach him. Oh no, he got rest. Okay.
We have taken objective apples.
Oh. Yeah, you're not gonna beat a shotgun. Not at that range. It ain't happening, bud. Alright, he had to back off. Oh no, he was coming, he was on the way. But, you know.
A flame trooper kit is available near your location.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm breathing in gas or fire or like literally the worst. I'm gonna get terminal cancer. I meant to like charge through that, but I had my knife out.
We have lost objective apples.
Oh, there's a med kit back there. Ow.
We have taken objective Return to the combat area.
Yeah, we just need to blow this thing the fuck up. Ow, ow.
We have taken the sector. Clear the sector from enemy presence.
Thank you.
We have taken objective apples.
They going out.
Ribbit rolls. Yeah, that's a really good gun. I used that for the longest time. Before I switched to this one. What is the name of it? It's oh yeah, the Seirigati factory. And SMG. Yeah, let's try assault class. I've been playing medic literally the entire time. Oh, that hurt. Some med kit right here. A little baby med kit, but I'll take it. So let's not go that way. The armored train has got it locked down. Oh, some ammo. Yeah, another thing about 2042 I liked was all classes can res, like in Battlefield 5. I think that's cool. Just medics can do it faster, and when they do res you, you're at full health. So like that's the only difference. And they did bring back passive healing. In Battlefield 5, that was pretty annoying to not have it. Like, I understand if you're playing like a more hardcore difficulty, you know, knock yourself out, but passive healing is kind of like par for the course now in modern first-person shooters, and to not have it, you know, while at the same time, oh shit, you just gotta throw grenades back. We're just throwing grenades. Yeah, he literally got under my iron sight.
We have taken the sector. Clear the sector from enemy presence.
Hey, luckily I saw the bit of his helmet move, but like, I ended up hesitating, pulling the trigger because I wasn't even sure I had a sight on him. Damn. Okay. Literally got blown into next week. Alright, taking a scenic route. Ah, crap, they got this position suppressed. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to compete with him. Okay, so like, I missed, but I heard him, you know what I mean? 2042, he would have been able to just run right up on me and kill me. And I would not have heard him at all. So like, they definitely gotta fix that, for sure. But yeah, my team's got it, man. 45-17. Tampa Bay, let's fucking go. Won all my Battlefield matches too. You know, today's been good. I don't know how Formula 1 looks. Well, actually, I do know how Formula 1 looks. But I'll take these dubs. I'll take these dubs. Can't get all the dubs. Linted, thanks for the sub. How you doing, my friend? How you been? How you been? I finished my my rant. I finished my rant on Battlefield. Just wanted to finish up this match and then get some food. Then start getting ready for work tomorrow. Which would kind of be a bit early, but you know, it's a mental thing. Definitely a stressful job. Rewarding, but stressful. I imagine your weekend's gone pretty well. Okay, they are literally everywhere. Oof, you don't have the day off tomorrow? I do not. I do not. The courts are unfortunately open tomorrow. Banks will be closed, as will most places be closed, but we still have to work, unfortunately. And my co-worker who I'm covering tomorrow, he's got jury duty, so that's why I have to cover for him. But yeah, courts unfortunately are gonna remain open. They removed Columbus Day from the calendar, so that's why. But I would have preferred them like replace it with you know, a Indigenous Peoples Day or something like that. Like, I know why they removed the holiday. I'm not gonna begrudge them for doing that, because you know, Christopher Columbus was more than a piece of work. But at the same token, the day off is nice. Ow, ow. But I guess the courts are like, we'll work. Alright, I've got two choices here. I can hold a defensive posture or try to get in, because this gun is an SMG. It doesn't have a lot of range on it. So like, I'm very limited with what I can do. At range anyway. Magic is getting in close. Okay, that was just bad. Bad shooting. Bad shooting. The blood tub. Yeah, the Lewis gun is like my favorite as LMG in the game. It's very accurate and it looks cool. Okay, I gotta get back to homework. Have fun. Take care, Linton. I appreciate you stopping by and saying hello. Good luck with your homework. I've got to start studying again, which I'm going to start tomorrow. Try to get my certificate done by the end of the month, but we'll see. It needs to be done by the end of the year, but I can definitely, you know, wait till the end of the month. Crap. Alright. So that's it. The game is over. Oh crap. I almost tore out my plug. Didn't want to do that.
We have taken the sector. We have secured the sector.
Alright, we're gonna go down to the last sector.
The final objective is within our reach. We have taken objective apples. Soldiers remain.
Literally, as I turned away from the door, he was there. That's so unlucky. So unlucky. Yeah, he got bonked. But looks like we're about to clap this one, boys. Yeah. Little blitzkrieg.
Nice work, boys. With the French victorious too, the whole German line is collapsing. They'll be surrendering by nightfall. We did what we came to do. Let's pray this is the war to end all wars.
Pepela.
The success of the Meuse-Argonne offensive came at a high price. and remains to this date the bloodiest battle in American history. This outcome broke the German army, leading to an armistice and peace, with the Allies' nation dictating terms.
Okay, so I had the best KD ratio and second best in kills and revives in my squad. My total numbers. No, he's actually just that good because he was in my squad. Like, he got 100 and like 100 kills and 3 deaths. So yeah. No, he's that good. He's that good. Peter Enos. But anyway, with that, that's it. I've finished my rant, got it off my chest. I doubt anyone from DICE will hear this rant, but that's cool. You know, it was for you guys and for my own peace of mind. But yeah, that's it. As far as next weekend's concerned, we'll see which way the wind blows. Don't know what exactly I'm going to play, if at all. But if I decide to stream, you guys can expect more fun in the sun. I've had a request to play No Man's Sky on stream, so I might play that, kind of show you guys what I'm working with. A bit bummed I couldn't show you the 2042 beta, but that's my fault for not, tracking the opening and closing times. I was gonna stream yesterday, but CitizenCon was going on. CitizenCon for Star Citizen fans like myself. So hopped in on Captain Richard's stream, watched 5 out of the 6 hours of it. I still have to watch the keynote, but yeah, that's why I didn't stream yesterday. But anyway, enough talk. I need to get some food. You guys need to enjoy the rest of your day, and we will talk next time. Peace.